Hi, I'm Lupo.
I'm here with Jeannie.
And my name is Zia.
And we're at an Appalachian Herb Collective event.
Hi, I'm Moonflower.
Hi, I'm Sam Taylor, the owner and founder of Fire Tree Organics.
Hi everyone, I'm Devin Kelly Mott, community herbalist and representative of the Appalachian Herb Collective.
So it's a newly formed thing over the course of the last few weeks.
Hello.
Hello, I'm here with Melissa.
Hi, my name's Itzy.
Hi, I'm Corey Pine Shane. I run the Blue Ridge School of Herbal Medicine, which I started in Asheville back in 1999.
Came together in the wake of Helene. We saw the devastation in our community and the need for herbal medicine.
Hi, I'm Christina.
Hi, I'm Sierra Foley, and I'm the director of Appalachian School of Holistic Herbalism. I'm just really enthusiastic about herbalism and about helping the community.
We just saw there's this huge need.
Hello, I'm here with Renee.
We've been doing some really big, incredible work here on the ground post-Hurricane Helene in the western North Carolina and eastern Tennessee area.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jennifer. Welcome to the podcast Stories from the Earth. On this episode, we talk about community, herbalism, mutual aid, and what can happen in the wake of a disaster.
I heard about this event on Instagram yesterday, and I really don't know much about herbal remedies and herbal medicine, and I was just intrigued and decided to come to the event. And so far it's been great. I've met lots of nice people, and I can't wait to learn more about how to make all of these different remedies.
And my name is Zia. I saw a post on Instagram yesterday about a free herbal clinic. I would say my entire life, and especially the past year, I've been struggling with my immune system. And so like this past year, I've had recurrent infections and been on a lot of antibiotics, and I'm just chronically a little bit sick, and it's triggered really easily. So if I don't get like 9 hours of sleep every night, or if I like go out and play too much, or work a little too hard, or I'm a little overstressed, I just like get sick. And it's been really hard to get out of the cycle. So I've been working with a good doctor for probably the past year and a half, and I'm definitely getting better as far as my energy levels and like hormonal balance, but I'm still chronically sick. So today I came here and I got a few free supplements for like stress, because I'm also chronically stressed, and the more stress I get, the sicker I get, and then immune support. And I'm just feeling excited about having a little bit more support for my body.
Today we have a special episode. We are featuring the Appalachian Herb Collective, which is an entity that has sprung up in the wake of Hurricane Helene. We have a lot of herbalists here in western North Carolina, and they have all come together, a lot of them, to form this mutual aid group.
Hi, I'm Christina, and I'm here at the Red Moon, I'm at Red Moon Herbs, and we're at an Appalachian Herbal Collective event that's a really beautiful collection of local people, and we're pouring plant medicine for our community. So these are probably mostly from Red Moon, from the cupboards of Red Moon, from Jeannie's own personal apothecary, and we are just bottling, so that those that are in need and will need herbal medicines through the winter, we will be stocked and ready. So a lot of activity here. I'm at the pouring station, pouring Gynostemma. This is a really cool herb that it grows in Japan, and it has some similarities to ginseng, some overlapping constituents here, and it's known to be an adaptogen. So just like ginseng is, and it grows in an area in Japan that is similar to our region. So an amazing herbalist, Joe Hollis, brought a lot of attention to the possibility of growing this herb here and using it as medicine. And in the Southern Appalachians, it's gained popularity. We actually have an example of the plant. It's a little bit wet and scraggly, but it's a vine, so it has that vine look. And another name for it is sweet leaf. So if you like grab it just raw off the earth. It has a very sweet taste. And it helps with, actually it can help with diabetes and insulin issues. Also energy and longevity. Really amazing herb. And I'm bottling it up and labeling it.
According to Wikipedia, mutual aid is an organizational model where voluntary, collaborative exchanges of resources and services for common benefits take place amongst community members to overcome social, economic, and physical barriers to meeting common needs. This can include physical resources like food, clothing, or medicine, as well as services like breakfast programs or education. These groups are often built for the daily needs of their communities, but mutual aid groups are also found throughout relief efforts such as natural disasters or pandemics like COVID-19. Resources are shared unconditionally, contrasting this model from charity, where conditions for gaining access to help are often set.
We've been able to hand out hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of herbal medicine over the last 2.5 months, which is most important for folks that have lost everything, but also important for our entire community because we are a community and we're all going through this together. And then having folks like you come out and helping, like Jeannie said, us pour stuff up is like the old saying goes, many hands make for light work. So we're going to do our very best to keep this as organized as possible.
Today I'm at Red Moon Herbs. Red Moon Herbs is a Asheville-based herbal products company, and I'm at their headquarters, which is lovingly called the Church of the Holy Basil.
So we're going to start with some demoing. We're going to just do a little demo of some of the things that we're going to be working with today, and we'll go around to each station and tell you what we have there and what we have to offer. And then when we're done, wherever you want to hang out or come spend time with or work with, and please do so.
It's an old United Methodist church, and if anybody doesn't know, holy basil is a herb. It's often drunk as a tea, and it's an adaptogen which helps people deal with stress.
So we'll be doing syrups up here. So if you want to go in and get your hands dirty, you just ask it first. You get your hands clean before you come in and help with any medicine making. I'm going to be hanging out in this little land over here. What I have to, what the community has to offer, and what I have to help hold the container of is making some tea blends. We weren't going to do tea blends today, but then I was going through some of the donations and I realized that a lot of these herbs that are on all of the herbs that are on the table here, they were grown in North Carolina this season and were harvested before the floods. And I just feel like they hold really special medicine.
We are having a herbal medicine pour, which is basically when everybody gets together and pours bigger jars of herbal tinctures into smaller jars of herbal tinctures so that they can be dispensed at other Appalachian Herb Collective herbal pop-ups.
And so they're a beautiful combination of nervines and relaxing herbs and nutritive herbs. And so I'm going to just be making a tea blend over here, and then I'm going to need some help getting them put in these little jars and labeled. So that's one of the things that's happening over here. We were donated, this came in from the West Coast. This is Yerba Santa. And so for those of you that are not familiar, this is not a plant that grows here. This is a plant that grows on the West Coast, and it's big, long medicine. The plant itself is very sticky. It's resinous, and it's for those kinds of coughs and upper respiratory infections that get sticky and resinous. The lungs are also what holds our grief, and that also gets sticky and resinous. So this is really big medicine for helping to clear out energetically, emotionally, and physically things that may get stuck in this area. So I'm going to be demoing how to make a tincture with this. And then I have some other medicine that was poured up from an herbalist in Saluda. There's just a couple great blends here. There's a throat spray, a nervine, a throat spray, a cold and flu formula, and an anxiety formula.
I'm going to be interviewing some of the people that have come to the event. I'm going to be also interviewing some of the herbalists who have come to give free herbal consultations to anyone who is interested in them.
Hi, I'm Moonflower. I'm a clinical herbalist. I studied with a lot of the teachers around this area, and I came out today to help Jeannie Dunn because she helps everybody else. And we are pouring up garlic elixir on this table right now, and it's really great for slowing down a cold or a flu. Start taking it or take it as preventive medicine. And we're here for the cause.
We have reishi here that's a double extraction, so really good for immune system support this time of year, and guided stemma. It's also adaptogenic. It's called poor man's ginseng. We have some outside the door. Maybe Lisa Zipperman's here. She's a traditional Chinese medicine and Western herbalist, and maybe we can get a little piece, if it's still alive, to show folks what it looks like. It's a 5 guided stemma. It's also called Jiao Ran, poor man's ginseng. Sam, do you want to tell about your, or I can tell? Yes. I'm sorry. Sam just got in at 4 a.m. and this is dedication. He's with Fire Tree Organics, and we got colloidal silver, 15 parts per million for little eye drops. Fire Tree donated an elderberry elixir. We have made labels, so if you start running out of labels, just let us know. We'll go get more labels. Thank you, Melissa.
I'm here with Jeannie, and we are at Red Moon Herbs. And so Jeannie, tell us about the event that has been going on today.
Yeah. So we are just one of the stations of Appalachian Herb Collective.com. So it's a newly formed thing over the course of the last few weeks after the storm Helene hit Appalachia and Western North Carolina. And we've got folks in various parts of Buncombe County, Madison County, Yancey, and into Irwin, Tennessee area who are collaborating. And we want to expand out. We feel very hopeful this could become a free clinic that folks could come and get the service that they need for anxiety, stress, adapting to stress, keeping well over the winter months, and just energy or whatever.
That's awesome. Is it going to be like more like a mobile clinic, I'm assuming?
Yeah,
or
a
like
mobile or pop-ups here and there. Yes, as winter comes on, we might be able to collaborate with communities and churches. Here we are an old United Methodist church, and we popped up today and we made fire cider, and we have some herbal extract pours, and we made a herbal tea based on donations from folks. When we met at the French Broad Food Co-op a couple of weeks ago, we were in the upstairs resource room. We did the same. We had some pours, and we actually had folks, Dr. Monique Mazza from Black Mountain. We had Maria Muscarella, Lupo Passero, Melissa Fryer, Sam Taylor, AHG was represented, and different people were asking, well, what's going on with you? Just taking 2 to 5 minutes. Here today we have Renee with 4 Elements and Kat.
And her book.
Her book, yes. Oh, yeah.
Her book,
yeah.
yes.
That was great. She brought her book in.
Energetic Herbalism. And she said she is interested in being on the podcast, so we're hopeful. And it's really cool, a guide to sacred plant traditions, integrating elements of vitalism, Ayurveda, and Chinese medicine, forward by Rosemary Gladstone.
Woohoo! I'm a maker, I'm a forager, I'm a gardener, so that is going to be what Red Moon wants to give to our community.
We didn't say it, but Jeannie owns and runs Red Moon Herbs. You should check them out as well because they're an awesome herb company and everything else.
We love our weeds. We love what
weeds.
Others consider invasive or a pest. We like to eat those. So
yes. This is a very local movement.
Yeah,
so if you're in like the Asheville area, there's been pop-ups all over the place.
We'd love to have more volunteers.
Yes.
That help pour at the events that have pouring, or even just stocking the shelf and being an assistant or making a tea. We've got Corey Pine Shane over in Barnardsville. Lupo Passero with Twin Star is kind of a floater. Melissa Fryer is taking some of the donations at French Broad Food Co-op. And then what happens is volunteers go and divide up into 8 or 9 or 10 boxes, and then those get dispersed out. The Nanosted, Madison County folks, they have an herbal wellness tent, and then they're also giving to Hot Springs. Mars Landing and Mars Hill is Lori Collins Jenkins and Sister of Mother Earth, and Janelle King with Twin Flower Botanicals, and the two of them are running that station.
So just a lot of stuff going on.
If anybody wants to teach a class and give part of their donations to the cause of Appalachian Herb Collective, I'm happy to be a free place to host it here in Candler.
Awesome. So I'll put all that information in the description if you guys are interested in checking out the Appalachian Herb Collective.
Yeah, the AHC.
AHC, that's great. Okay. The birth of a new entity.
Hi, I'm Bobby, and I'm here because I wanted to learn more about different herbs as well as to experience the collective of people giving to others. I wanted to feel like I could do something, with my age and my health, that I could help others spread the joy and the healing. So this is a wonderful collaborative situation, and I'm very grateful to be here and for everyone what they're doing. Thank you.
My name is Jody Appel, and I run a really beautiful business in Asheville called Asheville Salt Cave, and the Herbal Collective has come to support us on our giving back sessions for the community. And so obviously for that reason, I'm called to come here, but also I live in Swannanoa, so I've been helping a lot of families that have lost everything and need support and need probably really a lot of herbal support that they aren't able to get to at the moment. So came down just to try to spread some of that love and bring that back to my community and share that with them. And right now, I've done a few things here today, but right now I'm helping to make the colloidal silver into these little bottles that are easily accessible to travel back with and share with the community to help kind of protect during the winter season that we're about to come into.
Hi, I'm Lupo with the Appalachian Herb Collective, and we are a group of herbalists that came together in the wake of Helene. Very early on, just a few days after the storm went through, we saw the devastation in our community and the need for herbal medicine. And we came together and started meeting and trying to get an idea what the needs of our community were at the time. And initially, it was obviously food and water and shelter, and in many ways it still is. But we eventually got to pivot into herbal medicine and bringing as much herbal medicine to the people as possible. So we have been taking donations in from all over the country, from very big companies to grassroots herbalists that are just wanting to do their very best to help and support us. And we have managed to create almost 15 different hubs and pop-ups and clinics in Western North Carolina and Eastern Tennessee. And it's just been such a privilege to work with so many wonderful herbalists on this project. And many of the herbalists on this project, all of them, are also business owners and also have their own livelihoods. And we have been pouring so much of our time, effort, and energy into it. So I just want to give thanks to all of the herbalists that have made this possible, because this is truly a labor of love.
Totally.
So some of the ways that you can help support our collective is by sending donations. Fiscal donations are really helpful, especially now that it's the winter months and we're trying to make sure that all of our hubs have indoor locations. Also, so many of us have been paying out of pocket to make sure we have the supplies that we need. So fiscal donations always help in every situation. Product donations are super helpful.
Okay.
Letting us know if you have a large amount of products available or something you'd like to get over our way, we'd be happy to accommodate that. And also just helping out in the community, like coming to our free mutual aid clinics and volunteering. That's a huge help as well. Today we're at Red Moon doing an amazing medicine share. We have dozens and dozens of volunteers helping us pour up medicine so that we can get large amounts of medicine out to people. So there's lots of different ways to help and get involved, and we're just grateful to be doing the work.
Okay. Yeah, and I'll put all the links in the description. So if you're interested in donating, if you're interested in volunteering, you'll know where to go. So So
yeah, and if you're interested in supporting any of our businesses this holiday season or in 2025, that's fantastic because we are all a bunch of herbalists that are running businesses as well. So we appreciate all of your love and support.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Sam Taylor, the owner and founder of Fire Tree Organics. I've been helping with this since the very beginning when this group started, Appalachian Herb Collective. It's given me a great place to be able to focus my energy in this time. Whenever so many of us have, questioning what to be doing, I just wanted to fall back and to help in the best way I feel like I could help the community. I came here today because of this, the group pour, so that because I have so much medicine that I've been producing that there's just so much that needs to be bottled and I don't have enough hands. So it's great that we are all coming together as a community and working together to help the greater community at large. I work mainly in hemp and cannabis medicines, but I also work in herbalism and producing other blended craft medicines. I'm just in the process of finishing my lab and store in Burnsville, and the little creek that was only about 4 foot across swelled to over 20 feet, and nearly, probably another hour worth of rain and it would have all been lost. But I'm really lucky. I'm one of the, I'm super grateful because I put my heart and my soul into, like everybody does, all these business owners do. And so I just felt like the best thing I could do is to help give back.
Hello, I'm here with Renee. And Renee, tell us about yourself and what you do and all of that stuff. Yeah.
I'm a clinical practicing herbalist, and I like to say it that way because what comes after that gets crazy. So I'm a clinical practicing herbalist that specializes in critical care and cancer care, usually 4th stage, or like the cases that are like there's no more allopathic care offered to them. Although I would take care of your toe fungus or a common cold if you wanted me to. But I'm also a traditional healer. And I come from an unbroken line of healers. And it's something that has been instilled upon me since I was born, that we are to be in service and that the earth will provide everything that we need. I was taught to be self-sufficient and that we need to provide care for all beings. It doesn't matter what kind of beings. And that I really was brought up in that the more traditional side before the clinical side came.
Can I ask what tradition?
Sure. We can talk about the different diasporas. It's going to be
this maybe
No, it's good. I got you. Like we got it. It's okay. Well, you can see from like looking at me, like I have all different things on. Yeah, I have several things going on here.
I mean, we're like that here in this country.
Right. Literally, that's why I said, well, it's going to be a little sketchy. Okay. So we can do it this way. From a like a lineage standpoint, that there 70%, 69 point something percentage of my DNA comes from Northern European type, like Nordic Lapland culture, and that traditionally encompasses where we get the word shaman from. The Tungus tribe has the word shaman. And generally, women are the very strong shamans in those traditions. And generally, they were herbalists that were just using things provided by the earth to evaluate, have a system of evaluation, and decide whether it's soulful care or whether it's herbal care. There's a whole string of healers within that are at levels 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you get to, and this, it's like this in many cultures. If you get to like level 12, then you're speaking to the people who come from the skies, but you might have a normal herbalist that like a kitchen witch type of herbalist if you were a lower healer down at the bottom. And it's just the place that is our strong suit and that we love to be. It's not a ranking more than just a way to show what you do. So in that way, I was just kind of brought up that way. And the way that we think about it is that most farmers are like that. Like they're biodynamic, and people think it's like this thing like permaculture. And it's like, no, they're looking at the stars and they're looking at the seasons and they're watching the animals and they're deciding when the food is going to come up. And that's really what we would call a witch now, which is ridiculous, but that is what it is. And so in that matter, I was a farm family meant to be in service and told and taught that everything I need is provided from the earth. So in that case, from genetic line, that's on both sides, goes all the way back. That's not a question. And so the majority of my from heritage teaching and herbalism is what we would call European herbalism or Western herbalism, which is anything from like the Blue Ridge on up.
Right.
My family's been in the tropics since the 1600s. And so my medicine that's going to be like island, African, tropical, anything on either side of the equator is my strongest medicine, like pirate medicine or slave medicine. So weirdly, that's my strongest medicine, my tropical medicine, the medicine I don't look like genetically.
Right.
And so I'm known for that. So when you look at like my seeds and my beads, you see that, like I have an obligation to, if we're going to do any spiritual medicine, I have an obligation to represent that or ask for that help. So if you look at these, you'll see that like going on. These come from South America, but they also is a Chinese tradition, and they're also called corn seeds by the Cherokee. So when you see it like that, you're like, oh. Also, they're Job's tears. We use them in formulas all the time clinically. So that's the kind of thing you start to look at it, and you're like, oh, this is from the Lapland culture. These men are protecting me that are in that bone, and this is a reindeer bone, and that deer is protecting me. But also, wouldn't I be protected by the deer woman if I was coming out of a Cherokee tradition, which would be the corn seeds? Like you see how it starts to overlap?
Yes.
Yeah, and so it's super funny when it's like that. Now, I was raised that way, and all of the First Nations people that were in the area that my family came to that kept us alive, those traditions were present even in my food making. And so I'm definitely I would never cultural appropriation. I would never say I'm a Miccosukee or a Creek herbalist or anything like that. But those were the traditions that kept us alive. So they were just naturally passed. So the tropical medicine is strong. And so it's weird, like how it kind of overlaps. Like it just is the way that it is. And when you see how it overlaps with like now we're speaking from the Blue Ridge, and this is a bunch of different nations affiliations but fall under Cherokee. So when you see like my Cherokee corn seeds and you see how they're a different color, that's because that was passed and they want these colors because it means this thing harvested at this time, which is good farming and good biodynamics, which is back to where I came from. So it's really a weird thing. And so the South American side, so if you go to the equator and you go to the latitude lines on that side that match the latitude lines on this side, that medicine is very strong in me too, even though it's South America, because it's the same plants. So if it boils down to the plants give us everything we know, and I listen to the plants, it doesn't matter whether they're on my side. Yeah.
Yeah, it can be from a whole range of, which makes sense.
Yeah, it does. And so my strongest belief is in bioregionalism. The idea that we're right here and I'm breathing and eating and drinking right here, and the earth went through the same trauma that we went through. And so the plants that are growing right now are going to be the ones that we need the most. And if we just listen to these beings that are sentient and above us, that we will see exactly what we need in our formulations, even from a clinical standpoint. I've been a teacher most of my life, even when I was younger, that we had a lot of children and youngins in the family, and I was one of the oldest. And so the idea of that, my mother was a teacher, but just being an educator, passing on knowledge is really what it is, like being an elder to somebody. We're all an elder to someone, that someone's like younger than us and we have more knowledge. And so I grew up teaching. By the time I was in my middle years, like going into being 20, it was very evident that I knew something that normal kids didn't know. It just was one of those things where like, oh, like our lunch boxes look different kind of thing. Yeah, like it was just like, oh, you guys don't, like, I don't know what that is, and I don't get Little Debbie's, but here's this that was made in my backyard. And so it was clear that we were dealing with things more naturally than average, raised by hippies proper, like they were proper good hippies. And so the idea around that was just a natural path to be a caregiver and to be a teacher. So I've had a school forever and ever. My school now is the 4 Element School of Traditional Medicine. And it's something that we teach clinical herbalism as well as traditional medicine, which is something kind of like as if we're handing down the elder knowledge for your diaspora. Like we want to make sure what you are strongest in gets enhanced and pushed forward. And so that's something that we do both clinical and traditional medicine. And so that's something I'm very comfortable with. And it's something that I think is important for right now, that we feel sovereign and self-sufficient and that we can care for ourselves, even if the stores aren't open.
Yeah,
yeah.
Really...
And so I think that's important that everybody gets that knowledge. Because of that, I run a lot of free things. I do like clinical things like we're doing today. And I run a lot of like teach street medic and protest medic care. And I could help you set up a food pantry if you want to. Like I teach that kind of organization. But I also specialize in cancer care because our allopathic care,
it's not, oh my gosh, yeah.
It's not exactly where we want it to be. I would love it for acute, like my arm's broken in half or I'm having a heart attack.
Very good for that.
Yep, absolutely. And then I'll be more than happy to help you recover from the treatment you received to keep you alive.
I mean, I have like 3 chronic illnesses, so they basically can't do too much for me. When my iron was super low, they were because I couldn't take any of like the herbal supplements because they all have nettle in it and it's a diuretic, and it was just I can take it because of my other chronic illness, and then I couldn't take the over-the-counter pills because of, they cause constipation, and from my other chronic illness.
You should come and see me.
Well, I was thinking about it because I'm a bit of a mess, but they were able to give me IV iron. And so then my body was able to build the blood. And that worked beautifully. And that was Western medicine.
Right.
And it's not a transfusion. Your body just makes your own blood.
Yeah. It's support. It's just bypassing your digestive system and the filtration.
Amazing. Like I got a little stomach funny when I was doing it, didn't want to really eat anything. It went from like a 6 to a 10, which is, my doctor literally called me on the phone. He was like, you were dying. It was like death. And I was like, I was wondering why I felt worse than normal.
Very tired. Yeah.
Hard to breathe.
Oh no, that's terrifying. That means you're actually not oxygenating properly, so there's not enough hemoglobin.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
So stuff like that, operations. Western medicine is terrible about all the other things.
Well, I think it's the separation. I think that one thing that my family always instilled in me, especially think farm families, is that community is everything. And I think it's the separation, like our body organ systems work together, and they've systematically in the past 100 years or so divided it all up, so nobody's talking to the other one about it. And if you speak to a doctor, especially one that's in a teaching hospital, they'll tell you half of everything they learn in school nowadays they would consider wrong, and the textbooks just haven't changed. And the idea of us using that as our major medical system is just not acceptable. And one of the things I talk to the students about is I always tell them that we didn't get billions of people on the planet because herbal medicine doesn't work. Like, how did we make it this far with millions and billions of people? And then all of a sudden, in the past 60, 70, 80 years, all of a sudden, this is our end-all be-all.
Yeah.
Like, it's a weird concept to think that we've changed so much in like a 70-year period. And now we're saying, those aren't any good. Well, how do you think we stayed alive all of this time? Like billions of people.
Right, exactly.
And so it's the idea of us separating from the outside, separating from the plants, separating from the elements, from the animals, makes it so we have lost knowledge. And I just want to make sure that anything that I ever was instilled with, I give to others, no matter what, to the day that I die. That if all of you were sovereign and could care for each other, then that means there's someone there to care for me, and we would not need anything. We could all take care of each other.
Yeah, we've really lost a lot of that connection.
Yes. Yeah, and I think that's important.
Yeah.
The basis of the traditional school and the basis of our herbal school, our clinical school, is that it's never just toe fungus. If it's just toe fungus, why is it only on that toe on that side? Why isn't it on all of the toes? And why do you have this itch up here that goes with it at the same time?
Yeah.
It's like nothing's ever separate. We're never separate. We're in community no matter what. So that's the basis of how we talk about it. And so you not being able to take that iron is completely correct for what your other body parts were doing in the filtration of it.
But I desperately needed the iron.
Totally. And so don't we want that? Some of the best situations I get in is integrative care. And we fall on the line of like other herbalists don't want us to have integrative care, and then other doctors don't want us to have integrative care, and really we need to come together and work together. Yeah,
I definitely agree with that, and yeah,
I think that that's an important lesson to learn and to teach, and that it's like we want everybody at the party. We want everybody coming to the party, and then we want choices. If we had free choices and somebody was willing to talk to you about it, we would all be okay. And I've done really well with my specialty is cancer care, and the idea, neurology and cancer care, and the idea around, I have really had doctors put up with me, where if they speak to me just a little bit, they understand I'm not going to cause harm. And so the idea of they're willing to let me in and share clients, we have to call them clients, not patients, share clients and help me adjust with them. I've done great. I've had a lot of doctors, especially if they're from teaching, like they're exploratory, that they've wanted to work together and be integrative for sure. And we've been very, very successful. So it's something that's like, it's a good thing to think about. And the other thing is I want to know, I want the diagnostics, I want the x-rays, I want the MRIs, I want to know all the information, and then let me do something with it. So I think it's all about choice and being sovereign.
Yeah.
Community.
Definitely.
Yeah.
All right, well, tell us where, where on the web people can find out more information about your school and about yourself, and I'll put all the links.
Sure. So I just actually, because of some protest care, had all my social media shut down.
Oh no.
Which is okay. It's okay because we're getting it back. So we just have a new Facebook that just started back up. That is the 4 Elements School.
Okay.
And so that's fine. But you can always go to my website, which is 4 Elements School of Traditional Medicine, or 4 Elements School.
Okay.
And look me up. My name's Renee Prince. You can always find me that way too. And the American Herbalist Guild has me listed, and you can find me, and somebody there could find me. And that's our professional governing body for the nation. And so everybody should go there anyways and like just see the free stuff that's there. So find me on the American Herbalist Guild site if you can't find me through 4 Elements School. Okay?
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Everyone feeling good? Where do we wash our hands? So there is a bathroom down the hall. There's 2 bathrooms down here, so please wash your hands. There's also hand sanitizer here as well. If you're going to be diving into the blending or making hands-on medicine, just make sure you have clean hands. Thank you for asking. Yeah. And otherwise, I would just say come wherever you can, and like we're all capable of just moving around and shifting gears as we need to. So if your station is full, go to a different one, and then we'll just move through that way.
A quote from the book The Service Berry by Robin Wall Kimmerer. In times of crisis, the gift economy surges up through the rubble of an earthquake or the wreckage of a hurricane. Rebecca Solnit, in her stunning book A Paradise Built in Hell, describes how gift economies seem to arise spontaneously in times of disaster. When human survival is threatened, compassionate acts override market economics. People give freely to one another, and bonds of ownership disappear when everyone pools their resources of food and labor and blankets in solidarity. When systems of governance and market economies of debt are disrupted, networks of mutual aid arise. I'm here today at the French Broad Food Co-op. I'm upstairs at the community space. It's a lovely space, and we are here at the Appalachian Collective Herbal pop-up event. There's a sign downstairs that says free herbal medicine. During this event, you can get custom herbal blends made for you. You can also pick up some donated herbal products like elderberry syrup, tinctures, salves, all kinds of products. You can see a practitioner for a consultation and then also get a custom blend. When you walk in, there's like 2 rows of tables, and one side has all the donated herbal products, from tinctures and salves to things like golden milk and elderberry syrup. The other side is strewn with every type of herbal tincture you can imagine, and that's the herbal pour side, where you can get a custom herbal blend made up for you on the fly. In the corner, there is an herbal consultation going on. The chatter is lively. It's a community coming together.
Hi, my name's Ibsy. I'm a former student of Corey Pine Shane of the Blue Ridge School of Herbal Medicine. I graduated in 2022, and I'm just really enthusiastic about herbalism and about helping the community. I think that the plants have a really special thing that they can offer us right now as we're all recovering. A lot of people are suffering grief, loss, and there are so many different indications for plants for mental health and also for like opening that heart space, holding space for each other, holding your own container. And I just think it's really important that we all rely on each other and lean on each other in this moment. And I think that plants are a really special way for us to connect with each other and us to be able to communicate with each other in ways that maybe we don't have words for, because a lot of this is really difficult to put into words.
Hi everyone, I'm Devin Kelly Mott, community herbalist and representative of the Appalachian Herb Collective. We've been doing some really big, incredible work here on the ground post Hurricane Helene in the western North Carolina and eastern Tennessee area. My role in AHC is social media manager and event support and community herbalist. So we've been popping up all over the place doing free herbal clinics, free herbal product shares. We've been gathering donations from all across the country. Things are really growing. We are really hoping that the collective is going to be able to continue growing with the season. We're moving into the cold season here in WNC. People still need help. We do have water back, you know, folks are getting back on their feet, but a lot of people still need help. And so we're here to be that bridge to help bring herbal medicine to the people. We are accepting ongoing product donations. You can feel free to check out our website, appalachianherbcollective.net. And also check us out on Instagram, social media, at Appalachian Herb Collective. You can stay up to date on all the events we're putting together, as well as calls for donations. And we do list every week or every other week our most current needs. We have a lot of neighborhoods and communities that are really in need of respiratory support, as well as the baseline nervous system support. A lot of folks are coming to us with anxiety, stress, PTSD, trauma from what we've all been through. We really want to be able to best serve them however we can, and it's your donations that make that possible.
From the website of the Appalachian Herb Collective. The Appalachian Herb Collective, AHC, is an herbal relief effort created in response to the devastation inflicted throughout our area after Hurricane Helene decimated and displaced so many. This is a grassroots effort of local herbalists on the ground meant to directly help the folks affected by this catastrophic event. The Appalachian Herb Collective has provided over 40 free mutual aid herbal clinics and community herbal shares in 2024. In just 3 short months following Helene, the AHC has collected over $100,000 in donations and distribute every bit of it back to our affected community.
My name is Renee, and I'm a friend of Devin's who told me about the event here today, and I am so just surprised and delighted to see all the people and all the amazing herbal products that are available to help people through whatever they're going through right now. I couldn't be more grateful and am so happy at the herbs that I got for me and my daughter today.
Hello, I'm here with Melissa, and we're at the French Broad Food Co-op. Yes. We are at the Appalachian Herb Collective event today.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Tell us a little bit about your involvement with the collective, what you do.
You know, Jeannie Dunn from Red Moon Herbs, who's fabulous. We love Jeannie. She is the most generous, amazing person, and she immediately started after Helene making medicine. Her family donated all this money, and I mean anything, wipes and diapers and herbal medicine and, you know, fresh food, and was hauling water for people, and we just saw there's this huge need. Here at the co-op, of course, I'm the HBC manager here, and I've been here for almost 26 years now, I think. total. And that's great. We have stuff that you can buy, but I know personally, probably half or more of my friends are either underemployed or unemployed right now. So wouldn't it be great to provide these medicines to the community? It just seemed like it all fell together. As somebody who's a buyer, I reached out to my people. Lupo has been within this industry for a long time, so she reached out to her people and people just started sending stuff, sometimes pallets of stuff. This is our second one here. They're going out to Burnsville, Barnardsville, Tennessee, Marshall, like every Black Mountain and Swannanoa. And so just trying to get herbal medicine and supplements and things like that to the communities that need them.
What would you say that people are looking for when they come out to one of these pop-ups? Like what type of need do people usually, what type of remedy do people usually like want to address? Like, is it stress, respiratory, stuff like that, like that you're seeing?
It changes. That's the challenge of all this, is it changes depending on where you are. If you have a community that has lots of mothers, you know, it's going to be like nutritive and calming and sleep and things like that. If you've got, today we actually had interesting, people are looking for more like hormonal stuff.
Oh, okay.
What we prepared for was stress, grief, sleep issues and things like that. One of the things I started seeing, and it's one of my favorite formulas in there, it's an anti-infection tincture that one of my elders, Cascade Anderson Geller, shared the recipe with me and many others. Because what I was seeing is these constant infections. Like I would have 3 eye infections in one day, right?
Wow.
Because people weren't showering.
Right,
and then when they started showering,
all dirty and
it's the water was filled with bacteria. So I kept seeing cellulitis and secondary infections of things. So we're kind of trying to be prepared with all of it, honestly. But the stress and grief and shock and things like that are huge.
There are ready-made tinctures, and then you have your sort of make your own blend going on.
Yeah, that last time, we're not doing that in all the hubs because it's hard to move around, right? You've got these huge
jars,
32 ounce and gallon jars, but what we had access to these and some of the companies sent those and we were like, what if we just have a bar and people can tell us kind of what they've got going on. Some people can't do valerian, so maybe we do passion flower, right? Or lemon balm or something. Our last one in October here, that was like the table. Everybody wanted to formulate their own, which is really fun. So yeah, we've done that for a lot of folks. A lot of herbalism has become, well, very much like regular modern medicine, right? Is that, okay, this, and I'm not at all against treating symptoms. Like sometimes you have to treat a symptom. If somebody's got a debilitating headache, please don't let them just sit in pain while you figure out what the core is, right? But that's also not ideal, right? We want to get to what the core level is. And so I think the more you can talk to someone and the more you can ask the right questions and you can figure out, because it really is, I'm not healing anybody. Plants are, right? Like I can help guide because I love and know plants, but it's really asking the right questions and having enough time to get to just have a conversation with people and see what's really going on for them. And sometimes it's as simple as, yeah, I didn't eat well and I've got a headache because my gut, you know, and sometimes it's something else, you know, it's whatever, change, lack of enzymes, whatever. And so the more you can sit with people and kind of talk and also have them be part of their healing. One of my favorite herbalists, and I don't even know if he's still with us, is Ryan Drum. He used to come out here a lot. He lives off of the coast of Vancouver. I can't remember what island. I used to buy seaweeds from him every year and horsetail and nettles and all these things. And one of the things when he sees a patient clinically, he has them go out for the first time at least and harvest with them. Oh, cool. And I think it's such an empowered thing. Of, I can sit here on high and dispense the nettles, you know, right? Or I can say, let me show you where it's at. Let me show you where it grows. You taking responsibility for your healing that way, and because you're starting a relationship with the plants, right? And there's no better way to heal, in my opinion. I became an herbalist in the crazy time. So back in the day, I was a single mom, so I couldn't take off an apprentice for 6 months with whoever. And so I did Rosemary Gladstar's The Art and Science of Herbalism. And well,
No.
It wasn't even on there. How old am I? They sent you a notebook, and it was split into lessons. I still have it. You did all your studies and you did all your homework, and then there were questions at the back. And I wrote my questions down, and I put them in one of those big vanilla envelopes and sent it to Vermont. And they had Rosemary and some of her students and things checked it.
That's so cool.
And then sent it back to me.
That's so cool.
That's how old I am. Yeah, so that's how it started. I was really into flower essences and learning a little bit. My son being young and sick, having constant ear infections, that was a lot of why I got into it. And then I started working here, and it just exploded. I mean, I got to work with people like Roz and Paula. I mean, just lifelong plant people, you know, who taught me. I mean, vitamins aren't my thing. I'm a food and plant person, but it was astounding what she taught me. You know, I was just like, yeah, I guess a good food-based multi probably isn't bad, right? And it's even more complicated today. It's serapeptase and, you know, like berberine. Well, is that healthy to take?
The ginseng has it right? No. The golden. Nope.
Golden seal.
Golden seal?
Golden
Is that
seal,
the one with the berberine?
Coptis.
Oh my god.
What is it? Golden seal, Coptis, Oregon grape. I'm sure there's more. Indian bayberry. That's the other one. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I mean, I definitely feel like it's best to take the whole plant.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. For me, in my own body, I feel like I've had the best luck with just whole plant. You know, instead of like the extracted.
Yeah, standardized.
Yeah.
Kind of. I totally agree. And there's this thing in our culture where we're terrified to be duped. And it's too big of a conversation to have here, but like it happened at the beginning of the pandemic where people were just like terrain or germ theory. Well, both, right? I mean, that's how it is. And so people scream science, and I think science can be really cool, right? But we also know that there's money and influence in that science. And at the base of it, I believe that a lot of people who scream science forget that there's magic in this world, and there are things that we won't understand. And so, for instance, standardizing plants is a great example. You standardize a plant, we don't even know all the constituents in plants.
Right.
How can we, so we saw that with St. John's wort, right? They were like, oh no, you need hypericum. Oh, actually it's hypericin. Oh, you know what? Actually it's this. They did a study on turmeric because everybody was like curcumin, that's it. They took the curcumin out, and guess what? They had the same results.
Wow.
We don't even know all the constituents, much less have the wisdom to be able to say, this is the one you want.
Yeah.
And only that, right? And so I think that the answer for, well, why does it still work if there's no curcumin? We don't fully understand how plants work, and there is magic there, and that is wonderful. Like I'm a person who's delighted at not knowing. I'm delighted at that there's still surprises out there, right? And some people don't. They want to know. They don't want to waste their money. They want to know that there's 21% silymarin in their milk thistle, you know, because that's the only thing that's going to work. And I understand that need of like, what am I taking? Because we know sourcing isn't always great.
Yes.
We know that. I would love to tell people that, oh, every brand we carry is terrific. I'm constantly weeding things out. You cannot trust that stuff. Oh, you know, I have to ask those questions and dig. What are the sourcing? And that's why local is so lovely, because you know the people who are growing your plants. You know the medicine that's coming. So it's a big, huge conversation. But I think at the end of it, people aren't comfortable with what they don't know. They're not comfortable with the magic, and I guess that's okay. I'm just delighted by it. I don't know why holy basil does all the wonderful things it does to me, but it does, and I'm okay with that.
Well, hopefully, like these, you know, events will help with education and help people to learn more and get more comfortable with the herbal medicine. Talk to your herbalist and be like, oh, okay. This is what it is. This is what a tincture is. This is what's in like a capsule. And this is what I need to look for, you know, so they can be more informed about taking, you know, maybe good quality herbal medicine. You know, you have to be educated.
Yeah. And part of that is, I think just trying some of these products, maybe opening it up to somebody who wouldn't have considered, maybe a turmeric before, or elderberry instead of getting a flu shot, or in combination with it, whatever their choice is, right?
Yes.
So yeah, that's my hope too. I think the more I fell in love with plants 30 years ago, and they've definitely changed my life. I think that we all should. Like, this is still the predominant medicine in the world. And I think, as we've seen, as insurance is less and the expenses are greater, we've got to find a better way. And I mean, it always starts with food, right? And I consider a lot of herbs food. We all started there. I mean, what a difference it would make in our health. Eating dandelions and drinking nettle tea. And some of those simple, nourishing things are, astounding. Can make such a big difference.
Yeah. Thank you for chatting with us today.
You're welcome. Thank you for letting me be here.
All the links for the Appalachian Herb Collective will be in the description. And if you're in Asheville and you haven't been to the French Bod Food Co-op,
please come.
Please come. There's amazing bulk herbs.
Yes.
In
almost 600.
The back.
Herbs, yes.
Yes.
It's the best room in town.
Yes. Also, tinctures and all kinds of other really, really great local makers and stuff like that. And also lots of tasty treats, but
Yes.
it's
Lots of tasty treats.
It's a wonderful store. So yeah, I'll put the link for it too. You can go to their website. All right, well, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. That was wonderful.
From the book Mutual Aid, Building Solidarity During This Crisis and the Next by Dean Spade. Mutual aid has been a part of all large, powerful social movements, and it has a particularly important role to play right now as we face unprecedented dangers and opportunities for mobilization. Mutual aid gives people a way to plug into movements based on their immediate concerns, and it produces social spaces where people grow new solidarities. At its best, mutual aid actually produces new ways of living where people get to create systems of care and generosity that address harm and foster well-being. Mutual aid is collective coordination to meet each other's needs, usually from an awareness that the systems we have in place are not going to meet them. Those systems, in fact, have often created the crisis or are making things worse. We see examples of mutual aid in every single social movement, whether it's people raising money for workers on strike, setting up a ride-sharing system during the Montgomery bus boycott, putting drinking water in the desert for migrants crossing the border, training each other in emergency medicine because ambulance response time in poor neighborhoods is too slow, raising money to pay for abortions for those who can't afford them, or coordinating letter writing to prisoners. These are mutual aid projects. They directly meet people's survival needs and are based on shared understanding that the conditions in which we are made to live are unjust. Today, many of us live in the most atomized societies in human history, which makes our lives less secure and undermines our ability to organize together to change unjust conditions on a large scale. We are put in competition with each other for survival, and we are forced to rely on hostile systems like healthcare systems designed around profit, not keeping people healthy, or food and transportation systems that pollute the earth and poison people for things we need. More and more people report they have no one they can confide in when they are in trouble. This means many of us do not get help with mental health, drug use, family violence, or abuse until the police or courts are involved, which tends to escalate rather than resolve harm. There's nothing new about mutual aid. People have worked together to survive for all human history, but capitalism and colonialism created structures that have disrupted how people have historically connected with each other and shared everything they needed to survive. As people were forced into systems of wage labor and private property, and wealth became increasingly concentrated, our ways of caring for each other have become more and more tenuous.
Hi, I'm Corey Pine Shane. I run the Blue Ridge School of Herbal Medicine, which I started in Asheville back in 1999. I have a small tincture company, Pines Herbals. We sell online in a few places around town. And I'm a clinical herbalist. So when Hurricane Helene happened, a mutual aid hub started in my small town of Barnardsville, about a half hour north of Asheville. People were helping out with different things. Some people were chainsawing trees out of driveways. Some people were doing construction. Some people were helping run water to people who needed it. And the way that I could help was to be an herbalist. So I jumped into the mutual aid hub. So the first few weeks, I was mostly doing first aid, helping people with acute injuries. And after a few weeks, people got power back. A lot of people, not everyone, got water back. So there's less need for those acute injuries. And so I've been helping people with anxiety, insomnia, sleep issues, but also all these other chronic health conditions have been made worse with the stress and trauma. I've been helping people with pain, with arthritis, with depression, with asthma. And some of this stuff is not even directly related to the trauma of Hurricane Helene. We're here to serve the people of this community who have been so impacted.
I'm Mariah. I'm an herbalist. I live at Mountain Gardens, former apprentice of Seven Song, and I'm just here today helping out as needed. We're handing out herbs for people to help support them through this time for whatever they need. I'm here with Bill. We're at the Appalachian Herbal Collective Herbal Pop-Up. I guess that's what they're calling them?
Yeah. Well, I'm here and we have mushroom extracts from real mushrooms. I'm an herbalist. I worked for years for Gaia Herbs, lived out in Brevard. I work now for a mushroom extract company called Namex.
Okay.
And so we
Are you
provide,
sure? It's on your shirt?
Yeah, on my shirt. And we provide organic mushroom extracts that go in a lot of different products, from like dietary supplements to food products, and then in the real mushrooms products that we have here today. Lupo, who's helping with the organization of the Appalachian Herb Collective, we donated product, and at these clinics really providing herbal support for people in the area, even though it's 2 months afterwards and we're past kind of first aid and emergency, still have a lot of stress. A lot of people's work situations were affected, their homes were taken, and if it wasn't them, it was a family member or friend that had that happen. So there's a lot of trauma, stress.
Yeah. Yes.
Right. I mean, you're here, so you know. And so I think, it's just part of wanting to come down and help support the community. And I made up some pudding, mushroom immune pudding to sample out.
Pudding.
Yeah. It has.
Do you have a?
Yeah, if you want to try some. Do you want to try some?
I can't.
You can't.
I can't do mushrooms.
You can't do mushrooms. Can't do dairy. There's dairy in it.
Can't do dairy either. Yeah. But that's cool.
At any rate, just really trying to mostly give back, and fortunate to have a place to do it and people organizing this, and we hope it continues. This is going to be an ongoing need. And in my work, I'm trying to help get the larger natural products community become aware of this need. Western North Carolina and Appalachia in general are really foundational to American herbal history, are foundations of selling ginseng and black cohosh and golden seal. Ginseng alone put this part of the world on the map. The industry has risen, and you can see all the donations that are here from different companies, Gaia Herbs, with immune support and inflammatory support, and Red Moon Herbs, local companies chipping in. So I just think it's amazing to see the support, and unfortunate that we all had to sort of live through it. So.
Yeah, exactly. But now we have the birth of a new entity, and I think they plan on sticking around and doing this for however
absolutely.
long.
And that's where I think more efforts would be needed to keep that going, like with some organized efforts. And this doesn't happen alone. Important to support the community. And like I said, a lot of people don't have the resources now to spend on extra things, and they may think about using an herbal product, but those cost money, and people don't have that, and
It costs a lot of money.
like, they're expensive.
Yes.
So I think being able to provide the service for free to folks who seek that type of thing out is important.
Well, thank you very much for speaking with us.
Yeah,
Where can we find you on the web? What is your...
Yeah, you can find the products at realmushrooms.com.
Okay.
Yeah, and Real Mushrooms is a brand that is using Namex organic mushroom extracts in their products. Best way to do that is just to visit the website for Real Mushrooms.
All right.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you.
Okay, great.
Hi, I'm Sierra Foley, and I'm the director of Appalachian School of Holistic Herbalism. And I came today with some tinctures from my apothecary, some blends that I brought. I've just been making blends that I thought would be the most useful for the most people right now, which are immune system support blends, nervous system support blends, and respiratory system support blends. So we've got a pain and inflammation blend as well to help with muscle pain and relaxation as well. We've got a gentle vinegar cleanser for the liver to support the liver. Anytime there's stress that can affect the liver, or toxicity from the air, the mud, the water that we're drinking, a gentle cleanser for the liver is going to be important. Yeah, this is my first time being here at the Appalachian Herb Collective. I have brought some herbs before, but this is the first time I've been here participating. So just really happy to be here and help out, and grateful to the people who have been doing it for weeks and weeks in several locations, and helping the people get free medicine and free support that we all really need so much. And I just think that, being available for our community in times of need is really at the core of herbalism, and using what we have on hand and what's in our yards and our mountains.
Hi guys, it's Jennifer again. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're listening, I hope you enjoyed listening to it. It's a format that is sort of new that I've been playing around with. If you have noticed, it is a Patreon unlocked. So in the future, when you subscribe to the Patreon, for any of our tiers, $1, $5, or $10, you'll get these videos that we're going to start doing, that we have started doing, along with our, regular interview episodes. However, currently they are going to remain unlocked for the time being. But at some point I will lock them, and you will have to be a subscriber. Happy New Year! You may have noticed that last year was a little sparse as far as our podcasts. We got out a podcast once every other month. It was a little bit challenging for us, Ellen and I. Ellen has a 2-year-old that keeps her very busy, and I work a full-time job. Plus, I have some chronic illnesses that really, really impact energy, time, all kinds of other stuff, along with my full-time job, which impacts everything. This year, hopefully, we will be more consistent. That is our goal. So you should see at least an episode a month, and hopefully on occasion one of these other special episodes as I do them. I think definitely we'll have another Herb Festival episode and an Herb Festival panels. The panels also will be probably locked under Patreon. And hopefully we're going to be even doing more panels. So stay tuned for that. I'm trying not to make this so rambly, but it might be a little bit of a ramble. I want to thank everybody for listening, watching, and commenting, following us on social media. If you haven't already, please give us a like, a follow, a comment. You can comment now on Spotify. We read and listen and respond to all of them. You can email us at storiesfromtheearth@gmail.com. And if you do have an extra $1, $5, or $10 a month, consider supporting us on our Patreon. That is really helpful. The podcast is not free to produce, and there's so much more we'd love to do, like do more of these special episodes, travel to herbal festivals and conventions across the state and maybe across the country, but that costs money and time and all these things that we don't have a lot of. We're doing what we can with what we have. Also, on a personal note, it would go a long way to making this podcast at least a part-time job for me. That would really go a long way in helping my physical, mental, and emotional state, and maybe eventually a full-time job for me, but that is sort of out in the future as a dream. But anyway, we still appreciate it. Even, a like and a comment go so far in supporting it. So supporting us. So thank you so much. I can't say that enough. Lastly, after this ramble, I have an interview with my friend Mary, who does soap nuts. And it's a really great interview. And we hope to have her on the podcast because she is super interesting about her like corporate background and like how she sort of started this business and some other stuff that we didn't get into in the interview. The interview is all about her product and all about soap nuts. So if you're looking for some alternative laundry detergent or cleaning product, it sounds really, really amazing and really fun. You probably have heard of it, but that's at the end. That's right after this. I didn't quite know where to put it. She was at the Appalachian Herb Collective when I was there, but she's more talking about her own business. So I thought about putting it at the end because I didn't want to leave her out at all. And I think that, it's really interesting. So what she's saying and worth a listen. And she's just great. We had a good time. Also, I had some issues with the video. So some of the videos, if you're watching, you've noticed that there's no actual video. There's just some still pictures, and that's because I had some issues with the video. So I did some fun things with this thing called keyframing. It's an editing thing. You may have heard of it, but I'm not going to go into that. All right, so ramble over. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will talk to you later. Please stay tuned for this little short interview, and bye.
Hello, I'm with Mary Fox, and she's going to tell us all about her business and soap nuts, and what the heck is that?
Okay, my name is Mary Fox from Chicology. I started my business in 2008, just having an epiphany at a red light that I was running around trying to find some organic liquid dishwashing soap, driving all over the place. I was gonna buy liquid packaged in plastic, so the irony of, it being high price, packaged in plastic, liquid is heavy to ship around, so I'm paying for shipping water, basically something that's 98% water, packaged in plastic. That is kind of what got me going on my business, and I felt like I could do better. And through a lot of research and testing, I have a very methodical mind, and so just tested every natural product out there. And what I found was this little piece of fruit from the Himalayas, cleaned better, it just aligned with everything that was important to me, being a dry ingredient. It's a little bit do-it-yourself.
Well, so what is actually the name of it? I mean, we know we call it a soap nut, but does it have like a
scientific name? Yes. Sapindus mucorosi is the name of the tree.
Okay.
And that is a variety. There's a lot of different varieties of this soap nut out there in the marketplace. And some of them give soap nuts a bad name. I mean, they're lesser quality, so when people use them, they don't perform like they want them to.
Right, because they're different than what you would normally conventional soap that we're all used to.
Right.
But that doesn't mean, I guess, that they don't clean.
Right. I took a lot of care in finding a supplier that is, fair trade.
Right.
It's organic. These trees are never sprayed. And basically what they do is shake the trees, these massive trees, all this fruit falls off, and they dry it, de-seed it, and then I import it in like this. So what can you do with them?
Yes, tell us the process.
You can use them for laundry.
Okay.
They're a great laundry detergent. My personal favorite thing to do with them is to boil them into a liquid concentrate, which is not hard, but it is a do-it-yourself thing.
Right.
And once you get that liquid, you can use it as an all-purpose cleaner and then as a laundry detergent as a liquid. To me, the performance of this fruit like that maximizes the cleaning power, just it being in a liquid state. A lot of people know this, and if you Google it, the first thing that's gonna come up is putting a laundry detergent where you put 5 soap nuts into this little sack and throw that into your washing machine. It's reusable for up to like 5 or 6 times until these get like really soft and mushy, and then you replace them. You can compost them and replace the bag. The problem I have with that is it's not really strong, so if your load is very light, not dirty, it might work okay. A lot of people love it. We're all different. But I feel like the performance kind of goes down with each wash that you do. Like the first one's the best, and then it kind of goes down from there. I have all the instructions. This is in every package that I sell of it, and it's an option to use it for laundry in this little sack.
So do you sell? I'm assuming you sell the nuts.
Yes.
But do you sell like already made up like mixes or something that people could buy?
I do. So just my entrepreneurial brain, like once I launched my business with just the soap nuts themselves, I thought I am going to starve to death if I have to rely on people to boil water. So that's when I started going to work and developing an easier way to use these that still stayed away from me selling liquid, which I didn't want to do. And then some of the products that I have developed over time.
Okay.
So the first one was the world's first laundry pill. It's called Mother's Little Helper Laundry Pill, dedicated to the Rolling Stones song, Mother's Little Helper. All you need is a pill to get you through the day.
Toss pill directly into washer with clothes. That's
very easy.
Pretty awesome.
Very easy. I filed a patent on that at the time because it was such a unique way to do laundry. Is the single that was before Tide Pods and all that stuff.
Yeah,
I feel like it was a little ahead of the curve. So that is one. It's packaged in a plant capsule. It's a very thin capsule where it'll dissolve in your hand. If your hands are wet, it'll start dissolving. So that was my first product that I came out with.
And this
then
is
a lot of
laundry
people,
powder.
Yes.
Laundry
Then
powder.
the front loaders came out. And the capsules were getting a little stuck in some of them.
Okay.
So now I just have the powder.
Okay.
And you put basically 1 scoop, it's like 1 teaspoon. It is so concentrated. So that is 66 plus loads. I want to say you'll probably get like 100 loads out of there.
It's a 10-ounce jar.
Yeah, 1 scoop for a regular load, 2 scoops for a very heavily soiled load.
Wow.
And one of the beautiful things about using soap nuts for laundry is that it cleans, it automatically softens, and it will remove odors out of everything if you use the 2 scoops. So like a heavy dose of it.
I love the butterfly.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll get a tattoo someday. A beautiful butterfly. So that was for laundry, and then I started getting more into the all-purpose cleaner. I had the soap nuts tested. AB Tech used to have a natural products lab, and so they tested my recipe, the liquid recipe that I have for an all-purpose cleaner. It inhibits the growth of black mold, yeast, E. coli, salmonella, and Staph aureus, all from this natural fruit. Just a fabulous all-purpose cleaner. For the people that don't want to boil the soap nuts, I made it easy and just put it in a tea bag, the powder. What you do is just make your cleaner like a cup of tea.
Oh, nice.
It will clean everything from toilet bowls to soap scum in the shower to grease with 1 wipe. It's a fruit and veggie spray cleaner. Literally that is the only cleaner I have in my house.
Anyway. Awesome.
Yes.
Great to talk to you.
I hope everybody tries it. It's something amazing. And I think once you get the hang of it, it's kind of fun to do.
Yep.
When you're making your liquid, you can add, citrus peels, oregano, whatever you have growing in your
Can you
garden.
add like essential oils or something?
I have tried it with essential oils because I didn't know if the oil would make things streak.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
But it really didn't. I tried it with lemon essential oil,
Yeah, that's usually...
and it seemed to work fine. So you can add essential oils. I put lavender from my yard in there. I love the oregano. Smells really good, and oregano has a little bit more antimicrobial properties.
Yep.
So it's very customizable, and I kind of think that makes my cleaning experience a little more fun.
All right. Yes, definitely.
So thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. So, where can everyone find you?
I have
on the web.
I have a website. It's Shecology. It's SHECOLOGY, Shecology.com.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you. I appreciate you being interested.